Wow. Hello, welcome to Big Brothers, Little Brothers. Day 76, the time is 7:32. As always, a stonker of a show for you today. Coming up is an extra special webcam fan, an actress who starred in possibly the most famous movie webcam scene of all time. American Pie's American Babe, Shannon Elizabeth is there. Wow. He's joining us all the way from over there. Yes, Phil, come back. Long enough shots, wonderful. All right, go on, one more time. Now get back here. Plus, it's a bloomin' F&F fest on today's Big Brother's Little Brother. Here with her thoughts on Tracy's newfound lease of life in the house. Her friend Debbie's with us. And here to reply to Wendy Richards' somewhat Barb Laundress-esque comments on yesterday's show about her brother, Ziggy's sister Zoe's with us. But first up, we want to hear from you. Here's how to get in touch, Leon. I suggest you nail it. 0871 200 1040. Text studio and your comment to 83188 or email us via that channel for website channel4.com/BBLP. Now, since Charlie and Chanel have left the Big Brother house, it's been shock horror, quite peaceful in there, hasn't it? They all seem to be getting on. Are you a bit annoyed by that? You three little witches of Eastwick here. The housemates are having fun. Love is in the air. Arguments are practically non-existent. With this in mind, today's big shout topic could only be, Leon, do it for me. Yes. Who is enjoying life in the house most and why? I'll give you some options. Is it the new Tracy? Could it be Brian, now that he's sort of found love with Amanda? Or is it Freddie, now he's got munkety-tunkety to talk to? We simply don't. He does look happy as well, though. Email and text us right now. Do you, Debbie, want to know what's been going on in the house, potentially with your friend Tracy?
Definitely.
Then I shall tell you with Little Brother's big news. Right, first things first. While most housemates dream of a post-Big Brother future full of glamour and celebrity, at 9:13 a.m. today, while a house slept, Jonty had his sights on slightly more realistic prospects. Take a look.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your Northern Line Information Service from the control room at Euston. Grant on the trains cancelled this morning. This is due to staff shortages and lack of rolling stock. You...
And people say Jonty scares them, eh? Just unbelievable. At 3:13 p.m, still somewhat in love and confused Brian came to the diary room to discuss his future prospects with Amanda. Take a look at this.
I just think that she probably could do, not put herself down there, but she probably could go out to any bar or any club across the country and pick up anyone she wants. She might settle with yours truly. If it does happen, I don't know. It's a little bit too good to be true, in honesty, Big Brother. I just think to myself, when I want to get out, she want me to hook up with some kid out of like a pop band or something and say like, yeah, all right, boy, jog on, laters, sort of thing, laters, potatoes. Blatantly, I am Division 3 and she's Premier League, blatantly.
Brian, Big Brother doesn't think you're Division 3.
Cheers, Big Brother. I'll bear that in mind, thank you.
Oh, Brian, stop winning our hearts! At 5:39 p.m, as part of this week's task, housemates had to tackle an assault course, and true to form, Carol put, even though it's a statistical impossibility, 110% in. Take a look.
That's the spirit.
Oh man, that was a return to Anne Carroll, wasn't it? We like that. That was Little Brother's big news. Now then, our next guest starred in webcam hottie Nadia in American Pie, Wisconsin hottie Harriet in Love Actually, and high school hottie Buffy in Scary Movie. Here to add BBLB hottie to that list is Hollywood actress, Big Brother fan, and the reason all the men are wearing aftershave today. Hubba hubba. Shannon Elizabeth! Hello, Shannon, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Well, if you're going to do it, you have to come closer.
I can't come closer. I think you'll see me. How are you? It's nice to see you.
You too.
Thanks for
having
coming
me.
on the show.
Oh.
Now, firstly, from all the men on the team, thanks for coming. Do it, Phil. There we go. Woo! Rod's there, Harrison. Even Leisha's happy you're here. There we go. Okay, now
Reluctantly.
you're a massive fan of Big Brother in the States.
I am.
So explain to us, because I don't think we've really seen Big Brother in the States.
Yeah.
How the two compare
Well, first off, in the States, they vote each other out. The public doesn't vote them out.
at all.
At all. So from the very beginning, it's all about alliances,
Yeah.
and they're cunning, and they're cutthroat, and there's fights galore, which is part of the beauty of it there.
So it's a bit more bitchy, really, is it?
Much.
And do the public go for that? Do they love that?
Oh, that's the whole reason we watch it.
And do you have an eviction like we have an eviction? Do
Yeah,
do
but
people come down to
they
that,
evict
or
each other. What happens is there's a competition every week for head of household, and the head of household nominates 2 people for eviction. Then there's a power veto competition. So if somebody who's on the block to get evicted gets the power veto, they can take themselves off.
Right.
And now the head of household has to nominate on the spot a new person.
Oh, it's really cutthroat then.
Yeah.
So there must be loads of arguments over there.
Oh, yeah, that's the best part.
Okay, you've only been here 2 weeks. You're playing poker over here, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
lovely. Has that been enough time to get to grips with the various accents in the house?
I'm trying. I still have a hard time with Brian and Amanda sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's
worry.
kind of part of the beauty of it.
Genuinely, I don't think 2 weeks would have done that. I've been alive for 34 years and I can't understand a word that Amanda says. Okay, any favourites in there or anyone that specifically gets on your nerves?
Well, I like the twins because they're part of what's interesting right now because there's not any fights.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Liam because he seems like a great guy and he's cute.
He's kind of hot, isn't he? Now, one thing you mentioned to our researcher is that the UK version, like we've kind of talked about, is a lot happier than the US one.
Yeah.
I should point out there was a girl called Charlie who was in there a few weeks ago.
I've heard.
Don't even go there, all right? But right now it's a little bit like the Brady Bunch, so I want to get your take on this. Take a look.
That's what BB8 is all about, working around each other. You know, we're a family and stuff.
What you won't see on the outside is the amount of respect that's been shown to individuals within the house.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
Are you feeling happy?
Yes.
Carol, one thing I love the most about you, your giving nature of being a mother to all of us.
It's very, very difficult to nominate people without feeling bad about it.
Yeah. Wonderful, happy family. We've had a wonderful day.
They are bonding quite a lot. So what would you do? You're in charge here. What would you do to put a little bit of friction back in the house?
I'd make them start voting each other out. So now they have to start forming opinions and forming alliances, and there's a lot more work that has to be done on their part, and we get to see that.
Okay, now listen. Let's talk men, okay?
Okay.
I want essentially, you know what a good-looking man is. I want essentially you to go through the housemates and just tell me what you think out of all of them. First of all, we have Ziggy. Good-looking boy, used to be in the boy band, he's got that chiseled look. What do you think?
Well, from what do I get to include their personality in my opinion?
Yeah, but his sister's over there.
Well, from the clips that Wendy brought, which is all I really know of him, it seems like he might be there for the wrong reasons.
Oh, my God, let's move on.
Yeah.
Liam. Liam's kind of a hunky guy who is a tree surgeon in Newcastle, blue-collar guy, you'd call him, you know?
Well, I think Liam's attractive, not just looks, but he seems like he's very attractive on the inside. He seems like a good guy.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
And he's just made 100 grand as well, which obviously is very attractive. Next up, Brian, his current favourite. Everyone's saying he's going to win. He's, he keeps making an idiot out of himself. Everyone kind of loves him.
He seems like he's missing a little up there, which makes him a little
All right, next up, Jerry. Now, I think this might take some persuading on your part if you wanted to get together with Jerry, because he's gay.
Yeah. But I have a lot of friends at home I could set him up with. Though.
Oh, I like this. OK. Now, you might struggle with the next one with your friends to set them up with, but Jonty. Now, Jonty is 36, I believe. He likes being spanked and he talks to toy monkeys.
Well, I think he's by far the hottest of them all. I mean, the farting and the burping alone is so attractive.
OK, lovely. Now, listen, I know that we've got some good-looking boys in the house this year, but just in case you don't want to go for one of them, I don't suppose, just check out this spunky guy. I don't know if you fancy it. You know, you're in town a couple of weeks.
Well, unfortunately for you, that kind of shows everything that is and isn't there. So
Hey, baby! It's a very, very hot studio, though. That's the thing about that. All right, if you're not going to go for that guy, what about this stud? Oh, yeah, baby. That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
He's over there if you want him.
For the same reasons, but this is a good one.
Yeah.
And he turns red, too. I love it.
See? You're the runner in the real sense of the word. But in the metaphorical sense of the word, baby, you front this show. OK, thanks a lot. Sharon Elizabeth, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be getting her back. After the break, we get the lowdown on the new improved Tracy, and after yesterday's ear-bashing from Wendy Richard, a scene not witnessed since Pauline told Martin he shouldn't get back with that trollop Sonia, Ziggy's sister defends her little brother. We'll see you in 4. Hey, welcome back. It's day 76, it's 7:47. Still to come, Ziggy's sister Zoe is here, and there'll be more from Shannon Elizabeth, but not much more. And now we're here at Tracy's favourite spot in the Big Brother garden, everyone, to get the lowdown on the recent transformation in the house from her great mate, Debbie! So, Debbie, we recently saw a slightly lighter and brighter side to Tracy. It's gone down very well with the housemates. I want to get your take. First of all, take a look at this.
You OK, Tracy?
I will be. Everyone in here is completely not on my scale. I felt I've been on this journey on my own a lot of the time. It's just someone I always feel a little bit out of the loop.
I notice with every new person that leaves, you see a different side of another person open up.
Tracy, it's actually very, very funny.
Tracy's like our new play pal. She is, isn't she?
She's the new twins.
You're a good girl.
I've grown closer to Tracy. I have a bit of her mentality's rubbed off on me.
That's not fair!
The biggest problem
Tracy, the one thing I love about your personality above all else is you're kind and straight to the point and no messing around.
Tracy, I'm getting a lot closer too. Found out she's quite funny.
Relax.
Do well. Still here to have it, and that's what I'm doing, having it. It's fat. It's what fat.
All right, now listen, Debbie, looking at that, she started to let her hair down a little bit. It's paying off, isn't it? Both for her mind and her popularity as well.
Definitely, yeah, she's really coming out. Since she left sort of Nikki and Charlie gang, she's really come out because they're very strong characters.
In the pool for the first time, we saw her the other day since the swim task, and she was joining in the bedroom tomfoolery as well.
Definitely.
Who did she like in there? She looked like she was all over Liam, like a rash.
Liam and Ziggy.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, only 3 weeks from the finish, some might say this is a bit of a game plan. What are your thoughts on that?
Definitely not. She's got no game ban. She's just come out of it now. She's like involved with all the other guys, just getting involved with everybody now. She's not like into a group. She's friends with everybody now.
Is this more like the Tracy you know?
Definitely, yeah. This is Tracy as I know her.
And what specifically do you put it down to?
Just, I think she was involved with the girls, and I think that's not Tracy's kind of scene. She's more with the boys. She gets well with the boys. She's one of the lads sometimes.
But I think also sometimes when you saw her earlier on, and you know when she didn't get her tobacco or something, and it was the whole kind of deal with it, and you could tell people got their backs. That got sort of people's backs up, didn't it?
Yeah.
She's not really like that anymore. People seem to almost turn to her in the same way that, to a lesser degree, they turn to Carol.
Yeah.
What do you? I mean, is she that person? Is she a good confidant? As a mate?
She's a loving girl. She's very nice. She'll help anybody out. She's a really nice person.
OK, so she survived 4 evictions. Popularity is rising in the house. It's going to be a toughie, but can your girl win it?
Definitely. She's definitely in the last 4.
Reckon last 4?
Yeah, definitely.
Champions League. Do you reckon there's any chance she can actually win the thing herself?
Yeah, she can win it. Definitely.
Wow, brilliant. Thank you very much, Debbie, everyone. So, that's Stacey, according to Debbie. What do the people of her hometown think? We sent B-Team Spiral to deal with that.
How is she doing in the BB house? We're here at the Fordham Festival to find out. Pink hair, Avid? Who am I talking about? Tracy.
Having it.
Avid.
Cheesy Quaver.
Yeah. What do you think of Tracy?
Mate, she's a legend.
She's just so individual. She's a cheesy craver waver.
And what about you? What do you think?
I just love her pink hair. Look, pink. Woo!
And who thinks she's bonding most with in the house?
Ziggy. She seems to be bonding with Ziggy.
Ziggy?
Well, they seem to be having lots of little laughter and tickling in the bedroom, don't they?
Sketchy.
Sketchy.
You think she could win?
She could what?
Can she win?
Yeah, absolutely. Woo, Tracy!
Have you voted?
Yeah.
From the Fordham Festival, having it! Back to the studio. Damn it!
Now, yesterday, Ziggy's sister Zoe watched in horror as Wendy Richard laid into her brother on the show. So, in interest of fair play, we invited Zoe along to defend his honour. Zoe, everyone. Hello, Zoe.
Hi.
Nice to see
Thank you for having me.
Now, before we go any further, you have to understand, I'm sure you do, that people come on the show, do have opinions, and that's the whole nature of going into the house itself. That these people, you know, are up for a bit of criticism and a bit of good fun tomfoolery.
Absolutely. Completely agree. And I'm as good as the rest of them.
But
I kind of got the impression that Wendy didn't really like my little brother Ziggy. At one point, I thought Charlie was back on the sofa and kind of mouthing off.
Right.
I was a little bit shocked that I felt she overreacted slightly.
OK. So, let's deal with this methodically. She had 3 main points. I think this is the main one. She said Ziggy was arrogant and he forced Chanel to leave. OK, so we'll go through these methodically.
Okay.
So, your response to that?
Chanel walked out on, with her own 2 feet. Ziggy didn't force her out, and Chanel said the same thing when she's come out. She was desperately missing home, and they were really unhappy there. Ziggy didn't ask her to leave. It was a conversation that kind of went back and forth, and it could have gone on forever if someone didn't have the guts to say, well, one of us has to leave. So that was, incorrect.
I think, do you think that there's an element of that because he had been so chivalrous in the house to start with, people expected him to kind of almost not go back when he'd kind of called the relationship off?
It's not the first time I've been in this situation with Ziggy, to be honest, He's a loving guy. He's had some serious relationships in his life, and he's very desperately fond of Chanel, but he couldn't get his head around the fact that she was younger. She reacted in the way somebody of her age would react, and she kind of lost her confidence, which was awful to watch. She needed a good girlfriend in there to give her a copy of the rules and tell her to do the right thing, you know. But Ziggy was marvellous. He bent over backwards to do the right thing by her, and he was never saying the right thing, and it just wasn't a good situation for them to be in. OK,
Wendy said he had a big ego because he asked Shanessa how he was looking on the outside. What do you think about that?
Well, isn't that what it's all about? They constantly spend hours talking about booing and what's going to happen when we come out, and yeah, I'm sure every single one of them wonders and has asked what they look like on the outside. I would do exactly the same thing. OK, and in response to his claim of having a top 20 hit, Wendy said she had a #1 hit herself and passed the sick bucket. Your response? My response is Wendy was in the fortunate position of having a fabulous career. Ziggy had a brilliant time when he was in Northern Line. They were a great group of guys. The songs were pretty ropey, as was the name. As Ziggy, he takes the mickey out of himself all the time. His rendition of Northern Line the other night, I thought was the best thing I'd seen on this whole show. It was hysterical. OK. Wendy also says Ziggy doesn't want to join in with the task. We've got some good news for you. As a result of him doing this week's task, let's see what happens.
The housemate with the greatest mind improvement is Ziggy.
As a guru, you will no longer face eviction this week.
Cool. I can handle that.
OK, you can see more of that on tonight's show. OK, so he has survived eviction. OK, he's got 2 more weeks to go.
Yeah.
Can he do this? Can he turn it around? Can he win it?
Before I said no, but now anything can happen. I mean, I think it's brilliant that they're all great mates. They're a brilliant bunch of people, which you don't usually get at this stage of the game. And they love each other.
Yeah.
And they're all backing each other. They could all win,
yeah.
I think. I mean, give or take the newcomers, the people that have been there since the beginning deserve to win. But they're all excellent in their own way.
Brilliant. Listen, Zoe, thanks a lot for coming
No
on. I hope
worries.
that's all right.
Thanks
Thanks a
for
lot, Zoe,
having me.
everyone. Time now for a big shout. We asked you who's enjoying life in the house most and why. Shannon's back with us, hopefully not to insult me anymore. Let's go straight to the calls. Chris in Sunderland. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Dermot. Hi, Shannon.
Hi.
Who's enjoying their time most in the house and why?
Oh, the twins. From day one, they've been brilliant. They've giggled, they've jumped about, they've screamed, they've danced, they've cheered everybody up. They're brilliant.
I always think, like, a winner should always, like, be involved in the big story in the house. Do you think that, I mean, I guess with the whole Brian thing now, Amanda is. Do you think they can win it, Chris?
Yes.
Shannon's
Yes.
loving the twins, aren't you?
I love them. And I also love Brian as well, though. But the twins are enjoying themselves.
Thank you, Chris. What do you think? You love them.
Well, yeah, because you don't have fights. They're the ones that are, like she said, jumping around. They're interesting and they're cutesy, and you're trying to figure out what they're saying all the time, and it's fun.
Trust me, we devote hours to it. We think Freddie's definitely the happiest in the house. Now he's got Munkety-Tunkety to talk to, says James and Helen. I can't believe you're reading that out. Carol is enjoying being in the house the most now. She's got complete control of everything. Eating habits, cooking, and most recently the toilet paper, says Lisa Cusack. That is your little offer tonight. Thanks to all our guests. We're back tomorrow, 7:30. On for the Apprentice My Math Say exam. Catch up with the latest from the house tonight, 10 o'clock. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Goodbye.